Hi, hello, it's the boy. Welcome to another episode of me trying to be a YouTuber. Perfect intro. I nailed it. So, today is not. Chronologically, I wanted to do all my obsessions recently. Hence why first YouTube video is basically me going like, hi, I like perfume and here's why, and also childhood stories. Today is sort of going to be the same. So, today we're talking about cameras. Why did you do like a pose right there? Today we're talking about cameras. But yeah, cameras. Why do I like them, and why do I only like the ones that are old, not really that accessible, and also need replacements and like 17 adapters. I don't know why. But let us cut to another episode of Trauma Talk, because that's the foundation for literally everything I do. I don't know. There has to be an easier way to get this shit out than to be like, I had trauma, but it's real. So in short, we're going to do a little story time. And from there, I'm going to smoothly transition over to talking about these cameras and not my tea. It all started a day. Not really. I was sending out internships literally like I was getting money for it. I was sending out multiples every day, and it was a part of my school, basically. A part of my last semester. It's like, do an internship, have work experience, be a functioning human. So they're like, do an internship, find a company that's relevant, be there for 3 months. After that, write your final assignment about it. And I'm like, cool, internships are easy, right? There's no competitiveness in free labor. There's a lot of competitiveness in free labor. So it ends up being that I try to get an internship at a label, music label, of course. I'm a musician. This fits not only with my marketing degree, but also literally with what I want to work in. So I applied for a bunch of labels. I DM Sony on Instagram with the most like thirsty, like, music is all I care about. Please give me a job. I'll work for free. I'll do anything. I was DMing musicians. I was DMing labels, agencies with just the most like, please. That was the feeling of it. There was a lot of like, please just give me a job. None of them responded. Except Sony. Sony responded and they were like, hi, you thirsty bitch. We have a careers tab. You can go there and apply. So I applied for everything at Sony and got rejected. So I had gotten rejected a couple of hundred times. And throughout that, it started to dawn on me that not only is internships like extremely difficult to get, but also getting an internship that you want is even harder. And most people end up either getting it through a person they know that works at a company, or just luck, pure luck, and being in the right place at the right time. It's really there when you learn the value of having a network and also just having access to people like that, like being able to contact someone and be like, hey, I know you work in a company, can you set me up, can you hook me up? That's sort of how I'm trying to get my internship now. It's like, instead of like applying frivolously, I'm just like, hey, everyone that I know, help me get a job. So I turned to the school list of like, here's the companies we work with. This is a long introduction to talk about digital cameras, but just stick with me. I actually find a label. It's called GL Music. They're a songwriting label. So they have a lot of like songwriting boot camps and everything. Place is amazing. I apply for it. They respond back. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And this was just when I started being like in the Kenny Beast Discord, and I was like, I have a lot of experience with new musicians. I have so much knowledge. Like, come on, let's do some shit. Hire me, please. So I go there for the first interview. I am nervous as shit. I remember for the entire day I was listening to Dynasty by Pen Pals, and that song is like stuck with me as the memory of like, oh my God, it's summer and this is about to happen and I might get into the music industry now. It's amazing. I get there early. Again, let me explain to you my anxiety with shit. I get there early, and instead of just going in and being like, hi, I'm early, I'll just sit down here, I stand outside the building. I stand outside the building for 20 minutes because I am so scared that being early is going to be a bad look. Because I was like, well, we agreed to 1 p.m. Literally like 12:59, I like walk in. And I'm very bad at talking. I mumble a lot. And also, if I haven't talked like at any moment during the day, my first words will sound like It will sound like someone throwing up, and I don't know why. I wish I could explain it. Maybe it's just... there's a lot of stuff being revealed about me. But I walk in, this very nice lady is like, hi, welcome. And I'm like, I'm here to talk to Steve. And she's like, oh, okay, he'll be there in a minute. And I'm like, it's during COVID, so I just like, I go like, I have to wash my hands. But what came out was not, hi, ma'am, I'd love to take a seat. I just need to wash my hands real quick. What came out was, I wash my hands. And I just stumbled to the bathroom and looked behind. I come out. I sit down. She's like, do you want some water? And I'm like, no, don't look at me. The dude comes out. I can't remember his name. I have mentally blocked it, even though I'm applying to the same label again. Hi, if you see this. I walk in, and literally, here's what I try to do. I try to be very calm, and I'm like, so listen, I am a cool person, and I'm not here as a musician. I'm here because I really want to just be in the industry, man. And I tell him a bunch of stories, and it's cool. I leave, and he's like, listen, I really like you. You have a really cool vibe about you. We'll contact you, whatever. And I'm like stoked. I'm excited. Like I walk out, and I'm like, like to the bus stop. It ends up being like a couple of weeks, not even a couple of weeks. I think it's like 2-3 weeks. They call me back in for the second interview, and I'm like, second interview? I haven't even gotten this far yet. He's not the original dude. He's like, yeah, I'm not the one doing this interview. It's actually these other people. So I'm like, sure. So it's 2 people. One of them works in like the EDM side. One of them works with K-pop, and I'm like, oh my god, 2 genres I know shit about. I even name dropped like Helberg, the producer, was in the Discord I was in, and I asked him like, hey Helberg, when I go into this meeting, can I name drop you as like a person I know? And he was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. So I do it, and they take notice. I'm like, yeah, cool. Faking influence. They're like, dude, we love you, blah blah blah. Like, they introduce me to people. It's chill. Walk out, go home. I'm like, I just gotta send over this contract, and then I'm an intern at this perfect label. Next day, we have picked a better qualified candidate. And I'm like, fuck. I was the depression. At this point, it was really late in the internship period for my school. It was like, you have to get an internship now. Like, so I was just applying for everything. I didn't care what it was, what the name was on it. I missed the deadline, and I ended up messaging my school and being like, listen, I'm missing the deadline. I have applied for hundreds of companies. This isn't happening. What do? Am I expelled? What's happening? And they're like, we'll extend your deadline to December. December comes. At the end of December, this random company emails the entire school, we're looking for interns, and I just call them immediately. I'm like, hi, hello, I can do that. Go to the interview. I don't know how. Get the internship. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to take my like this semester over again. Success. That ended up being the worst internship of my life, mainly because I am not a good functioning human. It ends up being like 3 months where I'm hating every minute of life. It wasn't like, listen, they weren't horrible people, they just weren't great people, and it was like I was being forced to be in an environment I really didn't want to be in. So combine that with also the dread of having to deal with my school and writing like a huge report. Obviously, I'm not feeling fine. I'm feeling terrible. I'm feeling trash. Finish it. The internship was like mid. I'm not even gonna say it was good or there was any. It was trash, and I hated it. I'm writing this report with no evidence and no basis of like data, whatever the fuck. So that's even worse. At the end, I'm just like, I have never felt mentally worse. Literally, I'm sitting on the bed every day. I'm just like, oh fuck it, dude. I won't do this no more. I'm just like, I need like an out. So I find my outs. One of them being music, one of them being perfume, and one of them being, I told you it was going to be smooth, digital cameras. You might hear my family in the background, who knows. But yeah, so in short, I get addicted to TikTok because I didn't believe in it, and then I posted one video and it blew up, and then I got canceled. Not for any bad reasons, don't come after me. On TikTok, I find this creator, put their name here. They're just like one of those aesthetic ass people where like they're photographers and videographers. They have a clothing brand, like everything about them is aesthetic. And one day they post this camera right here. This is a Sony DSC P200, arguably the most influential piece of technology I own like in my life. But yeah, I get that camera, and it's like, when I first get it, I remember I purchased it off Amazon, like secondhand, Amazon warehouse or whatever it's called. It comes in and it's like brand new. I'm like, oh my God, fuck yeah. And the adapters. Oh my God, the adapters. So this camera is not normal. It's from 2005. It's a $500 camera from 2005. So it's like about $1 million camera adjusted for inflation. Basically means that the memory stick thing looks like this. Please focus. Please focus. This is horrible. The memory stick looks like this. And this is a memory stick duo adapter from SanDisk that I just knew we had in the house. I don't even know why. A lot of things lined up. We had this adapter somewhere in the house. I bought this adapter thinking it was going to be the right one. And I bought this micro SD card. It says a lot about technology and society. So, the adapter situation, whatever. I get it, and I'm just like, I'm here for the vibes, bro. And I just started taking pictures of shit. It's not even good pictures. It's not even aesthetic pictures. It's literally, I'm just in my room being like, wow, sure is worth taking a picture of this water bottle 50 times. But I take pictures and it's like a thing and I bring it everywhere. I start being like, okay, cool. This is a thing now. I want this to be a thing. Because for the longest I had like an issue with like, how do I communicate myself and how do I actually show my life? Because I'm the type of person, I never take pictures of myself. I don't do selfies. I don't like do stories and everything. And it's probably something about like, I don't really want to share this because I'm not aesthetic. And now look at me, baby. I have colored lighting. I get this camera, changes my whole life. Like if you go to my Instagram, every picture is taken with this. And then this little thing comes into my life. So I go, okay, I have a really good photo camera. Now I need a video, like a camcorder. And originally I was going for like those like Sony Handycam camcorders, but I look at the price of the adapters to make them work with your computer. I'm like, no. I get this thing. This is a Panasonic SDR. It is a waterproof camera from like 2008-10. I get it from a Russian dude on eBay who I went to pick it up. DBA, which is Danish, like the Danish version of eBay. I go to pick it up. He's like, it's in the shed. And I'm like, what? He's like, I'm not home yet, but it's in the shed. Take it, put the money there and leave. And I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I go there and I'm like, damn, I can't even haggle the price. But I take it, I leave. This is like insanely impressive. This is underrated as fuck. First thing about it is it's literally waterproof. Like you can dunk this in water, whatever. The seals probably hold up. Second of all, for some reason, it has like a built-in limiter. So it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it literally will never clip or distort. It has like a perfect limiter, perfect compressor, insert clip from concerts, just so you understand what I'm talking about. So now I'm like, cool, I have 2 cameras and I'm now aesthetic. Perfect. What void is being filled? I think the reason this happened was because I had a issue and a need for 2 things. I had an issue with taking pictures of myself and also just showing my life. I didn't really think I was like aesthetic because everything I was looking at, it was like, oh, these people have like very neat looking aesthetic lives and they're doing shit and they take pictures of coffee that look better than me. And it was obviously like insecurity and self-doubt. But the bigger picture was I wasn't really viewing me as a person and just my life in general as something worth sharing. Because I was like, who the fuck wants to see this? I am a straight male. Like, I have nothing of value to share. Did I just score some points? I got those and then was like, yeah, quality doesn't matter because it's a 2005 camera. Why are you going to mention quality at all? It's a video camera from 2008. So I was like, okay, we got the crutch. Second was like, I actually do want to share my life and I do want to share what I do and I do want to share my friends and my memories and everything. And it became like so important to me. Like I was carrying these everywhere. And then I met my friends and I remember my favorite picture ever. It's us and like my friend Alex. She had a like 70s Mercedes that ran on diesel. It was like my first group picture and I took it. I was like, hey, yo. I looked at it after. I never told them this because it was like, ooh. I was like, this is the first time I've taken pictures with like friends. And I was like, oh man, we're doing good right now. Then I just continued on from there and I posted like my first like picture of me on Instagram and it just went from there. And I'm like, finding an aesthetic and a niche, and I'm doing photo shoots now. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, having these digital, tiny, clumsy, difficult to operate, short battery life, no storage. Do my cameras have a shaming kink? And I'm almost done with this long ass rant, I promise. I don't really know why. I was like, I want a film camera. So this has no story, no meaning, no importance at all. I just want to share it because, like, yay, it's my collection. I got a film camera. Listen to this shit. Oh, it's brand new. I bought it from a sweet, sweet old lady who was just cleaning out her house. I was like, yeah, this is here and has no value to me. And I was like, cool, has a lot of value to me for being aesthetic. And I'm almost done with it. I'm at 26 photos. It's got 36 in them, so I'm like 10 more pictures left. Also, it's got a lot of zoom. But yeah, what does any of this teach us? Number one, sometimes you do need to find a way to communicate yourself. Sometimes you can't just rely on what you always see and replicate it and think that's going to be sufficient. And carving out your own way of expressing yourself is a bit more valuable than relying on the norm. Also, being aesthetic is not really your choice as much as it's how people perceive it. You can choose to express yourself in a certain way, but in the end, it's how people perceive it and view it that determines if it's good or not in their eyes. For you, you can share your life in whatever way you want, but I like how that looks. And a couple people do too. Not everyone. A lot of people, when I post about it, a lot of people go like, bro, your phone camera is better. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't see the same perspective I do. And you don't have the same values in this that I do. Same reason why me looking up to all those people who like shoot 4K videos that are like perfectly timed and then sync and everything. I'm like, dude, that looks amazing, but I can't replicate it. Like, yeah, but like some people might think that is way better. So it's like, figure out how you want to express yourself, because that's really the most important part. After that, it's mainly just live. Like, live and do stuff and share the moments, not because you want people to see them, but because you want to document them for yourself. Never do anything for someone else. Do everything for yourself. Share moments for yourself. Do things for yourself. Be happy for yourself. These cameras are like worthless to someone, but they mean the world to me. And that's like the overlining thing. It's like, this is valuable to me and this means a lot of shit to me. For a lot of people, it doesn't. Like, straight up, it doesn't. But yeah. Smile on Sundays. Stream my album early on Spotify and Audius. Not on Spotify and Audius. Smile on Sundays. Stream my album on SoundCloud and Audius. Enjoy your life. Give your undying love and affection to me and me only. Yeah. Have a good day. Have a good night. Depending on whether or not. Depending on when you watch the video. Have a good week and or weekend. Live your best life. I love you. Peace. And that's how you record a goddamn YouTube video.